Welcome back to my channel, guys. It's time for another anime review. It's going to be on The Dreaming Boy is a Realist. Now, this is a series that didn't air too long ago. I want to say a few years ago. So, never really got to it to finish it. But I believe the one that recommended it was Arceus. And I believe he said that this is one of the ones that he really enjoyed. So it was on my watch list for a while in hidive, and I eventually got to it, which is now. I watched it, finished it, and it's actually been a few weeks since I finished it, but haven't had time to record. So now I am recording, and I'm getting to it. But it is actually a really good story. So thank you, Arceus, if you're the one that that recommended it. If not, whoever it was, thank you for recommending it. Sometimes during live, someone else recommends it, and I just assume it's Arceus because that's the person I'm talking to. But maybe someone recommended it on the live. But I do remember this was one of the recommendations, so I put it on the watch list, and it's been there for a while. So, anyways, watched it, liked it, and here's my review. But before anything, if you haven't done so by now, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Give some love by commenting, liking, and sharing. Today I am reviewing quite a bit of stuff. I'm trying to get back on the groove of posting stuff, and I really need to get more stuff out for you guys. So here I am. Thank you again for the love and support that you guys have shown this channel. If you want to continue following the channel, you guys can follow me on social media in the description below. TikTok is probably the best one, to be honest. I don't even know if I have a TikTok there in the description. I believe I do, but TikTok is really the easiest and the best way to see my content, especially if you want to see some of these books and the insight and all that stuff. So yeah, anyways, anime. The Dreaming Boy is a Realist. We follow a boy who is head over heels of a girl, and first two episodes we kind of introduce this character, and he is like over the top obsessed with this girl, and he just wants to he just wants to be there for her, right? And it's a bit too much. She seems like she doesn't like it, like seems like she's bothered from it, and eventually he starts realizing that maybe she doesn't have friends because he doesn't give her enough space, right? So the first third of the season is him essentially trying to get her to make friends, try to get her to be more socialized, less being like the unapproachable character of the room, right? And I get it. Like everyone who's been in school, there's always that one pretty girl who everyone like in their minds is like, okay, she's unapproachable, like she's unattainable because she's way too pretty, and in reality, like she's never been asked out or anything like that because no one wants to approach her, right? So then she does end up being with the douchebag because the douchebag is the only one that is gutsy enough to ask her out. And she has in her mind she has no other options. So anyways, we've all been there, and if you haven't, then welcome to the world. So she becomes approachable by people just figuring out that she's friendly, that she likes typical stuff, and his goal of basically making her have friends is successful. And she starts realizing, we have these two mindsets, right? She starts realizing that she's missing him, but she doesn't really know why. She's just missing the whole fact that he's always there, always bugging her, always asking her day and all that, right? So very early on, we know that she, at least as the viewer, that she likes him. She still doesn't know it, right? She hasn't put one and one together. So then for the next 2/3, maybe more of the season, he is essentially meeting girls and hanging out with other girls. Like one, she's very young. He thinks that she's in college, and she ends up being a middle school girl, and it's very weird, but that happens. And then another one who's a very shy girl. He helps her get a job, and then be better at her job, and it's very much like, it's him essentially helping these girls better themselves. And like we see him help the girl he likes, but then we move on to other girls that he helps out, and like we start to learn why he is a likable character. And like at first we think that he's just like a, I guess in the nicest way, a horny dog. Like he just wants to be with her because she saved him, and there's like this whole story that he always remembers. Like I feel like every episode has this flashback, but essentially she saved him from a younger age, and because of that he has like this forever admiration for her, right? She has a kind heart and all that. So but we, as the season progresses, we find out that he also has a kind heart. He also is a good person. He's also not just with her for her looks, but he admires her as a person, and it goes beyond just looks. So it's very sweet to see why he does like her, but then he's also putting himself away from her, which again, it works. I mean, when I was in high school, and I hope no one watches this video who was in high school with me, but I did like a girl, and we went out, we broke up, and then I really wanted to restart the relationship, and everyone told me just give her space, like don't talk to her, like give her some space, like let her miss you, and eventually maybe something will work out again. And it wasn't until I did that it happened. But for the first months of me just like, oh no, like be with me, because I'm a high school antsy boy, it didn't happen. And by the time that I decided to just let her go and all that, she wanted to come back, and I was already done. So yeah, anyway, so he gave her space. It did seem at a point, I will say, that he was gonna reject her and be like, you know what, there's other girls out there, but it didn't happen. So anyways, it is a very cute story, and I really enjoyed it. The end is very much I was surprised that we got that ending, I guess. And if you've seen it, you've seen it. If you haven't, then you haven't. But every romance series deserves a good conclusion. And sometimes we get this whole like, I don't know, maybe in the future it would work out, right? But and I understand why they want to leave it open for maybe future seasons and all that, but I particularly don't like that. So it is what it is. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching this. If you haven't done so by now, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Give some love by commenting, liking, and sharing. You guys can follow me on social media by checking the description below. Like I said, thank you guys again, and like always, don't be strangers. See you guys.